Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for KonoSuba Season 2, the movie and the OVAs for Season 2. I also watched those. So I'm going to talk about all of those here. And because I finished the series, I never hate watch anything. If I'm ever bored with anything or don't like anything, I stop watching it. So don't worry, I liked KonoSuba. I liked it. But I mentioned in Season 1 that I was like, it's just kind of okay. Because it's so popular, I was expecting it to be a bit better than just kind of okay. But I know a lot of people had talked up Season 2, so I was like, okay, I'm really excited to get to Season 2. And this review of mine, usually I try to hype everything up. I really like everything. I go into everything with the mood, the intention to absolutely like it. And if I don't, then I just kind of stop watching it and watch something else because there's so much out there that I'm behind on as is. But Season 2 once again was just kind of okay. This is going to be a review where I'm not showering it with praise. It was really pretty okay. So the series itself is based on a light novel. The series is animated by Studio Dean, at least Season 2 was, and the movie was done by JC Staff. I like JC Staff a lot. I think I do at least. I feel like every studio, I can't say, oh man, I really love or I really dislike any studio, because I feel like pretty much every studio that I watch an anime from, they have some absolute bangers, some incredible stuff, and then they have some stuff that I'm like, wow, how could that be made by the same people? It's not too great. So, take anything I say about any studio with a grain of salt, because they all have really great anime and really not great ones, like every studio does. So either way, I went into this, I was like, okay, people have said KonoSuba 2 for years is really good. This is gonna be, it's got the popularity, it's got the reputation. And then I watch it and it just doesn't do any particular, it does a bunch of different things with it being an isekai, a comedy. The main focus is on the comedy. A little teeny bit of adventure and action in there, mostly based on the comedy and stuff. A little bit of ecchi, a little bit of fan service, but not too heavy. And it just does all of it okay. It just does all of it it's like every aspect that I come at it for, there's just so many other anime that have done it better. Like when it comes to comedy, if I were ranking comedy anime by how funny they are, this might not even make the top 20. I've watched a lot of comedy anime. There's a lot of really funny anime out there, and this is funny sometimes. It's not just constant laughs all the way through, but there's some funny moments for sure, but then there's a lot that's just kind of whatever. As far as visuals go and the production quality and everything, it sounds good. I like the music and everything a lot. The voice acting, definitely good. The animation, though, is just kind of meh. It's definitely not bad. Not saying it's bad at all, but it's also just kind of whatever. It's kind of mid. Comedy, again, I said was all right. When it comes to the ecchi, when it comes to the fan service, again, this is just one of those things where if I was naming anime that I would watch for that, or that I think handles that the best, probably not in the top 10, maybe not even in the top 20. And especially when it comes to, I like ecchi series, especially ecchi comedies. I think are there are a lot of really, really good ones that are really funny. They really make you care about the characters. Even if I were to compare this to another, it's not an isekai, but it's a fantasy. If I were to compare this to, what was it? I just watched it for my 2022 anime project. Futoku no Guild. If I were to compare it to Futoku no Guild, I thought Futoku no Guild was a lot funnier than this. It was better. So comparing KonoSuba and Futoku no Guild, KonoSuba is way more popular, but Futoku no Guild looked better in my opinion, way funnier. I like the characters more. The characters were so good. Now I'm hyping up Futoku no Guild. And when it comes to the ecchi, it is way lewder. There is a lot more lewdness going on, and it's a lot better. So, I kind of feel like you come in and Futoku no Guild just does everything that KonoSuba does better, and I watch Futoku no Guild first, and now I'm watching KonoSuba, and I'm like, well, this is just kind of meh in all of these aspects. And honestly, I think one of my biggest criticisms is the plot itself is a bit boring, and the pacing is pretty slow. We are just hanging around the same place most of the time. I think that this might be, if we were going on an adventure, if there was some movement somewhere, then maybe it would be better, because whenever we have that, whenever the group travels anywhere, whenever we're doing anything like that, that's when we're at the funniest, that's when we have the best stuff, because there's a lot of really, really funny stuff. There is a lot of good stuff when it came to like the hot springs place, the town that they stayed at, all the stuff with Aqua and Kazuma there. Basically anything with Darkness is hilarious. She is like consistently, I think, the funniest part. Aqua does give her a run for her money here and there. Megumin is funny. I don't think she's the funniest of the trio, but she maybe, man, am I saying she's the best character of them? I don't know. Megumin's just like a good, fun character, a character that I really enjoy, even though she doesn't get the most like outright laughs compared to Aqua just being a jerk, a degenerate, but hilarious at it, or Darkness just being absolute, actually I mentioned degenerate for Aqua, but really more literally for Darkness just being hilarious. So I really loved all of them. Kazuma was a bit of an issue for me. It's kind of cool, all the characters having flaws and stuff, that's good, and Kazuma's not even close to the most flawed character I've ever seen in anything. The issue with Kazuma is that the focus here is on comedy, and Kazuma's funny occasionally, but most of the time he's just not funny. In fact, a lot of the times he's anti-funny, he's unfunny. There are a lot of times where there's a funny gag going on, and then Kazuma comes in and makes it unfunny, and it's like, dang it. So I actually had an issue with Kazuma. I thought he was kind of annoying. I thought he wasn't funny a lot of the time, and that's kind of, one of the issues I had. Again, he's funny sometimes, and I want to like him, but wow, this is kind of turning into a bit of a critical review. I guess because it's easier to talk about, what I think I would have liked more, or what I think they could have done better, than it is when a series is just great all over. I can just be like, yeah, it did everything great. Oh well. For this, it's like, if I want to say that it kind of did everything kind of okay, then I kind of need to, say why I thought it was just okay, But yeah, that's kind of where I am. For the series itself, I don't have too much more. I just said, the production was, again, just okay. The movie was better with that production-wise, of course, because it's a movie, but also because the pacing was much better in the movie, because they had a shorter time and everything. And also because they were traveling and interacting with new characters and stuff for the movie, and that, in general, is something I said was just something that kind of made it all better. Like, whenever we were traveling, whenever we were meeting new characters, like I said, that's when the series was at its best. And for the movie, I thought the movie had not just better pacing, but a better plot. I think the movie just had a better plot going on, but I mean, the villain was like not that evil, not that bad. I felt really bad for her, actually. I felt really bad for the villain. I feel like she wasn't really all that evil. I mean, kind of, I guess, trying to destroy a village, but it was very comedic and Team Rocket-esque. Not very good at trying to destroy the village. So it just made me sort of feel bad for her and feel like, maybe she could have just been a recurring character or something. I don't know if she is in the future. Maybe she's somehow still coming back. But once again, I think the movie fit along with the series very well. I think it just did everything slightly better. It was, maybe slightly funnier, though the show itself did have funny moments. Maybe slightly better with character stuff and with the plot and with the production. But it was just sort of on par with what I had come to expect. And along with that, I think my biggest problem with the movie was Kazuma. So much of the movie, Kazuma just made things awkward and unfunny, and he was kind of annoying. Again, not that there weren't any funny jokes, but he was really... I didn't think this in season 1, but season 2 in the movie, I just felt like he was the weak link. I just think that he made a lot of the jokes unfunny, and, kind of just ruined a lot of the jokes. He was kind of anti-funny a lot of the time. Now, I made a separate character waifu relationship for the show and for the movie. So for season 1, I think I said my favorite character was Aqua, just because she was so funny. Waifu, I think I probably said Darkness. And then relationship, I think I said Megumin with Kazuma, because they felt the most like genuine friends in season 1. In season 1, they felt like they had like an actual for real friendship going on, the most of anybody in the main group. So I think that was my season 1 setup. So for season 2, I said that my favorite character was Darkness. Darkness was just great. Again, I don't like to do repeating, but if I said waifu, I'd probably say Darkness again. I really thought she was a good character. She had more character moments in season 2, but she's also just really, really funny. But if I'm not choosing her, and if I'm, picking somebody else, somebody different each time, I would say Wiz for season 2. I did like Wiz a lot too. I think that both in the season and in the movie too, there was more of her, and I liked seeing more of her. I think that was good. And for relationship in the series itself, my favorite, I would say, was Kazuma and Darkness, because again, I mentioned how Kazuma was unfunny a lot of the time, but he did have funny moments. And one of the funniest relationships is between him and Darkness, when he's constantly using Darkness just as a shield, or in certain situations, just constantly using her, and her not only being okay with it, but getting off on it is so funny. I think that is a really, really funny relationship. So for the movie, I would say favorite character was Yunyun. We got more. I already liked her. She's already a funny character, so that, I would say, favorite character there. Waifu, Sylvia, definitely, very much Sylvia. So hopefully somehow she can still be around some more. And then relationship, this is a tough one. I would guess Megumin and Yunyun. I would say that is going to be my favorite relationship. It's tough though, because I think a lot of people would expect somebody to say Kazuma and Megumin, but Kazuma and Megumin had just so many lame, not great moments. They had like one good moment at the end, one really good moment at the end. But other than that, a lot of their interactions just weren't very good during the movie, at least even compared to Aqua and Kazuma. I think even though the movie was focused so much more on Megumin and Kazuma, the relationship between Aqua and Kazuma was so much better in the movie, because they're just so funny together when they interact. So I think even they had better moments, to be honest. But yeah, those were my thoughts. It may be a little bit controversial. I don't really know. Because yeah, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I would not stick through an entire series if I didn't enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed it. But I also thought it was a little bit boring here and there, and kind of just does okay. Like, it's good across the board, but it's good at everything. I don't necessarily think it's great at any one thing. Jack of all trades, master of none. So that's kind of my thought. If you're looking for something to do something specific, if you're looking for a better adventure, this isn't going to be high up there. The adventure here is good, but it's just better so many other places. Looking for ecchi, going to be better so many other places. Looking for comedy, going to be better so many other places. It's good at all of these things, but it's probably not in my top 20 for like any of them. That's where I am. So either way, like if you did like the video, and comment on there too. Tell me what you thought of my thoughts, general thoughts on Season 2 in the movie. I'll be watching the spin-off, I think, next, and then Season 3. I think spin-off comes next, so that'll be what comes next. Yeah, again, I was going to do the movie separately at first, but then I was like, I'm kind of meh on Season 2. Let me watch the movie now and do them together. So that's how we ended up here. But either way, that's it, I think. Like, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing around, it's very much appreciated. If you would like to help support the channel and get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece Bingo a bit early, then you can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to patrons and members, chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, Effernono, J.A. and the D-Band, Cheriton students, David Langstaff, Slayer candidates, SG and State Eater, and Pure Elements, Pate Ariel, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you for your support, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.